Hello friends, this is Queen's Food for Thought and welcome back to my channel. This channel has been created to inspire, to motivate, to encourage self-love and healing through mine and other people's real-life experiences. On this channel, I will be speaking about an array of topics such as narcissistic abuse, self-love, mental health awareness, and much, much more. I've realised I've learnt a lot of lessons on this journey called life. I've conquered a lot of demons and healed a lot of past trauma. So I think it's only right to share my experiences in hopes of helping others to heal also. Trust me, the world can be such a beautiful place if you just believe in yourself and take the vital steps towards healing. So stick around, like, comment, share and subscribe. You may find we all have more in common than we think. So I'm back with another topic that I'm sure a lot of people can relate to. Now, if you watched episode 1, you will remember that I spoke about the dreaded imposter syndrome and how it could have a negative impact on a person's self-confidence and life choices. Well, in this episode, I will be speaking about a topic that more or less correlates and intertwines with the previous one. So without further delay, in this video, I will be addressing the subject of
people pleasing.
As in the previous video, this is a topic that I can definitely relate to. I can even go as far as calling myself a recovering, actually no, scrap that. I am a recovered people pleaser. Now, before I dive into this topic, let's have a quick breakdown of what people pleasing is and how a person could be impacted by being a people pleaser.
A people pleaser is a person who puts others' needs ahead of their own. This type of person is highly attuned to others and often seen as agreeable, helpful, and kind, but people pleasers can also have trouble advocating for themselves, which can lead to a harmful pattern of self-sacrifice or self-neglect.
So just as I mentioned in the previous video in regards to my imposter syndrome stemming from my childhood, my people-pleasing trait was 100% also triggered by my childhood. The only difference between the two was that my imposter syndrome was triggered by strangers, whereby on the other hand, my people-pleasing trait was triggered by certain family members. So, as to create a bit of clarity, let me explain what it was like growing up in a somewhat complicated blended family structure. I was brought up within quite a judgmental, extended family environment. I wouldn't really say that my actual household was judgmental towards me, i.e. my mum, dad and certain close siblings. It was just the people who didn't really regard me as real family, which is why I refer to them as extended family. My nearest and dearest family members have always shown me unconditional love and acceptance my whole life, and for that I am grateful and blessed. But somehow, as a child, I always found myself trying to feel loved and accepted by the very extended family who never cared for or accepted me. I really don't know or understand why I took their treatment so personally, because I had amazing family members who truly loved and adored me. I guess I was searching for the love that I thought I needed at the time. Going through this made me want to please my extended family even more, because I just wanted them to accept me as one of their own. I often asked myself, what did I do wrong and why they didn't like me? This carried on into my adulthood, and I found myself always wanting and trying to please others before myself. I guess I just saw it as the honourable thing to do. Back then, my belief was that if I was pleasing others, they would like, love and accept me. But now I realise that makes absolutely no sense, because if my own flesh and blood didn't like or accept me for being a people pleaser, what made me think that complete strangers would? So after years of battling with my people pleasing, I finally came to the realisation that all people pleasing did was allow people to use me and take my kindness for weakness. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that we should all go around treating people like crap and being complete arseholes. It's perfectly fine to be a good and kind person who takes other people's feelings into consideration. But that should not come at the detriment of putting yourself last and forgetting about your own happiness. Because as the saying goes, your own cup must first overflow before you start pouring into others. In other words, you can't make others happy while you're sad and dying inside. It's just not healthy. In the past, I put myself in so many situations whereby I was there for everyone else. But then I realised when I needed support or a shoulder to cry on, these same people were nowhere to be seen. So I had to make a conscious decision and put a full stop to my people-pleasing days and started to please myself first. So on that note, here are 5 possible ways in which you can put a full stop to your own people-pleasing days. Number 1, set healthy boundaries. Now this is something you are going to be hearing me say in a lot of my videos. Setting healthy boundaries is one of the most vital things you could ever do for yourself if you want to live a happy and peaceful life. Now, one of the ways of setting healthy boundaries is by learning to say no when you need to. If a person or situation is not pushing you in the direction of becoming the best version of yourself, just say no. Also, you don't always have to explain yourself because no is an explanation in itself. You must always do what is best for you and your own happiness. So repeat after me. No, 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 and yep, you got it right. No. Memorize it, repeat it, and use it when you need to. Number 2, learn how to prioritize your own needs. For example, I used to be the type of person who would give someone my last and leave myself without just to make the other person happy. Like, what? What was I actually thinking? Like, how could I think that giving someone else my last was ever going to be a good idea? I actually used to think that prioritizing myself first was some kind of sin or meant that I was being selfish. But after years of healing and loving myself, I realized that it's not healthy to give to others if I'm not willing to give to myself first. If you are someone who struggles with this, please stop and realize that it is perfectly fine to put yourself first. Number 3, stop trying to please everyone. Now, as the saying goes, you can't please all the people all the time. There should come a point in everyone's life where they decide to change things up for the sake of their own happiness and mental well-being. Now, you must understand that not everyone is going to understand or accept the changes that you make, but that has absolutely nothing to do with you. And at the end of the day, we were not created for the sole purpose of pleasing others. What works for you and your own happiness may not work for other people, and that's perfectly fine. Do you anyway. And if people cannot accept the changes you have made for your own happiness, let them go with love and continue on your own journey. Number 4, embrace discomfort. So what do I mean by this statement? If you have been a people pleaser for a long time, it will feel excruciatingly uncomfortable to do what is best for you because you have spent so many years being the yes person, and that is exactly what everyone expects of you. So when you decide to no longer be that people pleaser, the journey can sometimes be a lonely one until people come to terms with the changes that you have made to ensure a happy and healthy life for yourself. But at the end of the process, the real ones always stick around, and the ones who have benefited from the lack of boundaries you had exit your life with ease. This is exactly what you need to happen, because at the end of the day, you only need genuine people with genuine love and good intentions around you. Number 5, seek support. Like I said in my last video, please do not hesitate to find someone to talk to about what you may be going through. There is so much support out there. Trust me, you are not alone. And my wish is that this video helps at least one person to put a stop to their own people-pleasing trait. And on that note, I would like to end this topic here. But before I go, I'd just like to say, please be kind, because you never know what someone else is going through. This has been Queen's Food for Thought. And until next time, I wish you love, joy, and abundance.